He did. It's okay. Let's sit there on the bridge and let's have a talk. So we sat there and we talked. And then he said, will you come to my house to have a dinner once? I said, okay, I'll come to your house. So I went over, I had dinner there. And, well, it's, you know.
What does that say?
It changes just like
What
that.
was this man screaming for love when he stood there with his knife, or what?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, we just became friends in that moment.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. It's wonderful not to be afraid.
Yeah. That's because you didn't bring fear to the table. If you started screaming then, and maybe then he would...
I don't know what he would have done. I really don't know. But I know what I didn't do. That's become fearful also. So I worked in prison also, and once there came this big man running up the stairs, and there was open stairs, you know, with all this metal, doom, 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 doom. And he said, hey, you there! Hey! Much louder than I do now. Hey, you there! And it was a hot day in summer again, and in all tattoos, you know. And I said, what is it what you want to ask me? And he said, oh, I want to ask. And it just calmed down, you know. And that moment, it wasn't on purpose that I stepped towards him. But I felt so grateful for that it just happened, that I stepped towards him. Because you know, so I just felt grateful for that.
Yeah.
And then we recognize friends. We recognize friends. And it doesn't mean that everything the people have done who are in prison is so nice. That's not, you know, it's not all nice. They are not in prison because they've done...
beautiful things, yeah.
They bought some flowers and brought it to whatever.
The mother.
You know? Yeah, exactly. But well, in prison are friends too.
I saw an interesting chapter in your book about depression. I hope I can translate it right in English. The rejection of the spark is the thing that makes you depressed.
Yes.
Because every time you see brothers without that spark, you turn down God.
Yeah.
Maybe a crappy translation, but...
Well, it sounds fine to me.
It struck to me when I saw this. We think that depression is something of the brain, that you miss some chemicals, or that it's born, that it's in your genes. Your father was depressed too, so you have it too. What is depression to you in these words?
It's not that you miss something in the brain, it's that you miss your essence. You miss your connection with the essence. And it doesn't mean that when you feel depressed that you are guilty. No, you are not. But are you willing? Well, I gave this. I told you about that letter. This lady who wrote the letter. You have an ego up to the ceiling in this church. So saying yes to that is one part of the story. But the next man, the day later, he said, "You are the most loving person I've ever met." So saying yes to that, are you open to say, yes, that's a possibility but that they reject when they say you are a lovely person, or you are lovely, or loving, or you are love. And then, oh no, it can't be true.
Yeah.
Why can't that be true? Because there are self-hatred and self-judgment and concepts working, you know, about me and of course about you.
That's a strange thing. We often feel more comfortable when someone gives us a critic and complains than someone who comes up to us and says, "Oh man, do I love what you do."
It's a strange hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a mistake. But you know, saying I'm bad, or I'm love, or I'm when we connect, when we identify with that I, there's the problem, you know, because when I say I'm totally love, and I'm aware of all the moments I'm not feeling like love, I think I am the one, but it's not this I, it's the essence that's love. And the essence appears in the I that sometimes is friendly and sometimes is aggressive. So when I say, oh, I agree on being the one who is aggressive and I agree on being the one who is friendly, there's no conflict there. So in duality you could say that's where where peace comes in, or and then we say, okay, when I'm okay with this and I'm okay with that, well, I'm also okay to be the non-I love.
And that's always the case.
Even
when I just, let's name something horrible, even when I just hit a child with my car and then drove off, then I'm still, in essence, love driving the car.
Yes. I may be confused sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, well, maybe mostly we are confused about our essence, I think. Yes.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well, no, I don't know if it's terrible. It's just a mistake.
Okay, but it's a big mistake then.
Well, not in essence. Well, the mistake, it's a big mistake because it's a big mistake in duality, because being confused about your essence in duality gives you another experience in duality than being not confused about your essence in duality. So that's what I said, there's no right or wrong, but this choice you make will give you another experience than that choice you make. So the Course in Miracles says, when you have a choice, and you have a choice, then please choose for right-mindedness instead of wrong-mindedness. So, because right-mindedness will give you another experience than wrong-mindedness.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say that's right, that's wrong.
So it's an opportunity.
It's an opportunity, everything.
You can choose.
Yeah, absolutely.
What kind of experience? Do you want a horror movie or do you want a romantic comedy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a movie, it's a good example of what our life is. It's a play, it's a movie.
Yeah.
It all happens here.
And still, then comes a question up. There must be an experiencer of these experiences. Is there a watcher of the movie screen? Is God sitting in his chair looking at one day the miserable life of Mr. X?
Absolutely.
And then the lovely life of Mrs. Y. So is it all for the entertainment then, or for the?
You are everything. You are everything.
And there's
what would rest? What would when you wouldn't attach to anything? What would be left?
Mm-hmm. And have you found an answer to the big question, the big why question?
Why what?
Why did this? Let's say it in biblical terms, the Son of God turn away from God to have his own show instead of being this infinite, boundless love all the time?
Yeah, why not? That's the answer.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Yeah, but
why cancer? Why not?
Yeah.
Why me? Why not me?
But that's not a mistake. So it's not a mistake that we started this. Because I read once, and I read also in audio courses in miracles, that
not a mistake, because it doesn't exist. So it is from the perspective of duality, you could say there are mistakes in the world, but there are only mistakes in the world because there are concepts and there are judgments and so on. But it's all not true. It's not your reality. It's not your reality. So when you think it's a mistake, then this is a mistake. Thinking it's a mistake. Yeah. So the mistake thing covers everything.
Yeah.
It's just a mistake. It's a game and it's a mistake. It's a game, and as long as we play the game, there's no problem. As long as we say, okay, we are the field on which we play the game. We are the puppets who play the game. We are the ball. We are the goal. We are the spectators.
Stadium.
Yeah, we are it all. We just are it all, and we are the butterfly who flies over the game. You know, by the ball. We are just everything.
So we have to pretend to have fun, or we have to pretend to even have a game.
You don't have to pretend anything. And by the way, you always pretend. But you think it's true. That's the problem. Yeah. We always pretend and we think it's true, and that's the problem. It's wonderful to play the game, and it's a problem when you take it serious. There's never a problem when you don't take the game serious. When you just play the game, and well, then you can have fun about the game, and it doesn't mean that it never hurts, because the game hurts. Sometimes. And the hurt is mostly connected on the ideas we have about how to play the game and what the rules of the game are. Because I have my rules, but I can assure you, my mother has different rules. And then I get born there, and my mother said, do this. I said, no. And then the next one comes and do that. No. You know? Or we say, yes, we do, until we say no. But when we don't take it serious, there's no problem. Then we play the game, and then the rules change and we play another game, and we change the rules and we play another game.
And does this game have any winners or losers else?
Only